Millions of people have been affected by civil wars in Africa, making them to be displaced and become refugees in foreign lands. In this episode of Street Talk, we talk to Fidel, a South Sudanese refugee here in Kenya, who tells us his story.
I'm Fidel there, a student at Kenyatta University, and a South Sudanese by nationality.
So how long have you been in the country?
I've been in Kenya for, I think, for the last 13 years. Yeah.
So you've said you're from South Sudan, right?
Yeah.
Why did you come from South Sudan to Kenya?
Okay. I can say that I came to Kenya for two reasons. One, running away from civil war. Two, seek for a better life through education. Yeah.
Okay, let's start from civil war.
Yeah.
How was it living in a country that is in war?
Oh, it is pathetic and horrible, because you understand that war is about running and killings and displacement. So it is pathetic, and I'm happy that I arrived in Kenya safely. Yeah.
Okay, there was war,
Yeah.
Then there is displacement, then there is refugee.
Yes.
Tell us the life in the refugee camp.
Okay. You know, in South Sudan by then, there were no IDP camps. So if you really want to run away, unless you cross the border to another country, like some went to DRC, Congo, others went to Central Africa, others came to Kenya, others went to Uganda, others went to Ethiopia. Yeah, because you know we were united by then until we separated in 2011. So there were no IDP camps by then, because IDP camp used to be bombed by Al-Bashir Air Force. So the displacement was catastrophic, and I can say that the only way you can survive if you happen to have missed the bullet is to cross the border, go to another country, like the way we have South Sudanese here in Kakuma, others in Dadaab. I footed for 3 days until I reached Nadapal. Now from Nadapal, UN lorries or trucks cross over to pick you up. Yeah, because it is bushes. Yeah, so that's how I crossed. I walked all the way within South Sudan interior up to Nadapal. You know, Nadapal is only 10 kilometers away from the Kenyan border, Turkana County. So from there, UN will come with its trucks or lorries and pick you up, take you to Kakuma. So from there, you will find your way within. In the camp, life is hard because you know that it is a crowded place. The resources or the kind of social amenities or services being provided by the UNHCR, they are limited because people are too many. So when you are dividing food ratio, it has to be equated maybe to 15 days, and then after 15 days you will get another ratio. So it is a matter of survival. It's not about satisfactory, because in everything you cannot get certified. Yeah, on the economic scales. Yeah, there are some other things you have to avoid because you cannot have them. And you understand that UNHCR is an organization being supported by UN members, including Kenyan. They contribute. Yeah, every country contribute. And you know, in Kakuma, refugees in Kenya are not the only refugees. We have refugees in Syria, Southeast Asia, or Middle East, or even North America. So life is tough because the facilities are limited. People are too many, crowded. You come to term of water provision. You know, there's water rationing, because maybe in a day, taps can be open only for 2 hours.
Wow.
Yes, 2 hours. And if you have your jerrycans or containers, you have to fill them within that time. The same to education. This is the schools are crowded. Yeah, remembering that UN has limited to provide everything. So classes are always crowded, from primary to secondary, and also to vocational training like polytechnics, or youth polytechnics. They are always crowded. So, and whatever the UN provide doesn't equate what you could have at your will. if you have something. So I can say that life is fair, so long as you survive. That's number one. The rest can be sorted later.
I also spoke to Nene, a South Sudanese living in Kenya, on the challenges she faces as a foreigner and whether the government has done enough to keep her safe.
Also here we were affected by staying at home, and also we were not to have those kind of interaction anymore. Also in terms of economic, most people have lost jobs back home as well, and also like it's not like before, people have some cuts of their salaries. So to survive in a foreign country has really become a challenge.
You look at the way refugees are being allowed to come to up-country like cities, like Nakuru or Eldoret, they are traveling.
Yeah.
And if a refugee have some resources, yeah, they can go to boarding school or public school. If they can afford to rent houses, well, they rent, and then you leave, like the way I'm here in Nairobi. So it is good.
Well, that wraps up this segment on Street Talk. Back to you, Ondiro, in studio.